and on the KOFA app, a listener-supported service of Arizona Western College since 1970. Thank you for listening. What's Up Yuma is next. It's 10 o'clock.
One of our donors, Rebecca, shared, "As a flight attendant, I love listening to Border Radio when I'm home in Yuma. But the best part is I can take it with me on the app when I'm away. Border Radio lets me carry a piece of home wherever I go." Join listeners like Rebecca by visiting donate.borderradioaz.org and contribute today.
What's up, Yuma? I'm Johnny Porter.
And I'm Veronica Shore.
And on today's program, we are going to be joined first by City Council Member Carol Smith. You know Carol?
She's also a nurse.
She's a nurse, too?
Yes, she is.
Yeah, I think I knew that. I just act surprised right now. As well as Myriah Farrar. You know what she does?
She's a dance teacher?
Yeah, she is a dance teacher. She teaches that over at the Dancers Workshop of Yuma. Long legacy for the Farrars in teaching dance. So stay with us for What's Up Yuma Radio beginning right now on KOFA 94.7 FM.
And streaming online at borderradioaz.org and on the KOFA app. You can also view our show on the Border Radio Facebook page and the KAWC YouTube page. And don't forget that you can reach out to us by email at whatsupyumaradio@gmail.com.
What's Up Yuma is sponsored by High Tanks Brewing Company, serving up scratch-made food, craft beers, and experiences at 2 desert locations in Welton. More at hightanks.com.
Chili from Philly. Nick Papa Giorgio from Yuma.
Johnny Show! What's up, Yuma?
What's up, Yuma? Welcome back to another episode of What's Up Yuma Radio. I'm Johnny Porter.
And I'm Veronica Shore.
Yes, and she is here again. That's 2 days in a row. That's really
Yay,
cool.
me.
Yeah, and I know she did it. Not for me. She did it because she knew Carol was going to be with us today.
I asked who the guest was,
Yeah.
and he's like, Carol. I'm like, oh, I'll show up.
I'll show up.
tomorrow.
I'll be there.
Makes me feel so special.
Yeah, me not so much though. It was like, I'm not
I
good
woke
enough.
up just for you this morning, Carol.
You look so nice.
Here, I'm going to
thank
get
you.
that mic a little closer to you, Carol. Yeah. So Carol's with us, as known today as Clipboard Carol, and we'll explain the clipboard here in a little bit. But city councilwoman and also a nurse for how long now?
15 years.
15 years.
Been at On Vita for 15 years.
And been at On Vita, and you were talking. We're talking about the fair, and they do something special for you guys. And the fair's coming up, so you probably have another really cool fair day, right?
Well, we did it they do it in the fall.
In the
So
fall.
the fall fair.
Oh, okay, it's a fall fair. Okay.
They treat all their employees to their own special On Vita night, and it is so fun.
Yeah.
It's so fun to drag the kids out there and interact with each other. It's really
Yeah,
nice.
it's definitely nice of them. But so last time we had you on, I learned a little bit, and I learned who your dad was.
Yeah.
And on air, I couldn't really think, and I was like, oh yeah, I remember all the stuff that he used to teach me over at Gila Vista.
Yep. Yeah.
He was the PE coach, right?
Yeah, he was the
PE
Gila
teacher?
Vista, for like over 40 years, like 45
40
years.
years?
Oh,
Yes.
wow.
Yes, very young person, went straight to Gila Vista, PE teacher most of the time, and then retired for briefly, and then went back and was in special education.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a
So
really neat person.
for those that didn't listen to the former episode, we're gonna dive back into your past. You're from here in Yuma?
I'm from Yuma, yes, born and raised in Yuma. Well, actually born at Phoenix Indian Medical Center, and then, but I was raised in Yuma.
Oh, okay.
And then,
So what does that mean? You were just born there? They happened to be visiting or something? It was like, oh, I'm in labor, honey. Pull over. Let's go.
my dad was Native American, and I got my health care growing up at Fort Yuma, and so that's where I was delivered up at the hospital.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right on. And what hood did you grow up in? What area? Where'd you go to school?
I went to Ronald Reagan, and then I went to Gila Vista, of course, because that's where my dad was, and then Yuma High. Yeah,
Oh,
criminal.
Go Crims.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Leslie
Have a
was
lot of
just on
Crims
the other
here,
day, and
yeah.
she was criminal, so I feel like I have to
Me
brag about that
too.
too.
Yeah. Every time somebody says that, Veronica gets real happy. Yeah. Again, does the go
We
crim
boo
thing.
the Kofa and the Sabella people.
We do not on this show. We're all about Kofa. And City Council. How long have you been on?
This is my fourth year. I was
Fourth year.
elected in 2022 and started in January of 23.
Yeah, and the reason why you have your clipboard is because you like torture and getting beat up, and you're going to run again.
I am going to run again. I love it. You know, it's a lot of work, but I love it. And I think that we've done some really good stuff in the last few years, and I look forward to hopefully getting back up there and
So,
continuing to
Carol,
serve.
can you tell us a little bit about how many terms what is your time length of the term, and so the people that don't know, and why you have to
for
run
all the
again.
people in the back. Yeah,
Why you
let them
have
know.
to run
Yeah,
again.
exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's a 4-year term. Right now, I have to gather 998 signatures to even get on the ballot.
And I want to talk about that too, because I just learned off air there's a formula that goes into why there's so many signatures you have to get. And I thought it was because they have the new electronic way of doing it. And you said no. Tell everybody why this is more.
So last time it was about half, and it's based on, it's a percentage of the voter turnout from the last election. And since that was presidential, that's usually
A high
That's the
number.
biggest one, yeah.
So it's a high number. It's a really high number. So we have to get after it. And so as long as you are a registered voter in the city of Yuma, the city limits, you can sign the petition. It's a nonpartisan petition.
And,
Great, so it doesn't matter what party you're
Doesn't
from.
matter.
and you don't remember how much it was when you ran, how many signatures you had to get?
I feel, I'm going to guess. I think it was 475, so around 500. But you always have to get more, right? You have to get a buffer.
Oh, yeah, because some of them may be like, okay, that's thrown out for whatever
Right,
reason. It
right.
wasn't, the T's weren't crossed, the I's weren't
Yes.
dotted, something
Yeah.
like that. So
Or-
you always got to go above just to make sure that that doesn't happen, correct?
Yes, and the electronic voting, actually, it vets the signatures, because when you put your driver's license in, it only pops up what you're eligible to sign.
To vote. So does that make it easier for you to know how many signatures you have ahead of time?
It gives you a count. I can log in and see the count, and then pray that there'll be more tomorrow. But it's slow moving. I've heard it's slow moving for everybody.
Slow
so-
moving for everybody.
You know,
So
I think
people I've
civic
talked to.
engagement is really hard for community members to understand. I actually do something really fun with my family. Whenever anyone turns 18, I give them a registration ballot.
I love that.
A voter
okay,
registration
yeah.
ballot.
It's like, happy birthday,
Yeah.
no presents for you. Here, go vote.
Go vote and
Yes.
register. I mean, I'd probably give them $50 or something.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You know?
Well, it is
Did you
important.
bribe them? No, I'm just kidding. I'm joking. I'm
That's
joking.
not what I meant. Johnny.
Yeah,
But
the
it
FBI's here. They want to talk to you.
It is so important, and just the understanding of my parents, they taught us the importance of voting, but not everybody has those conversations. And so even yesterday, I was doing something and talking to a young woman. Hey, will you sign my petition? And I get the look, and I said, are you registered to vote? And she said, no. And I said, well, it's okay. It's really easy. Just let me tell you how to do it. And I'm not on there telling you I want you to register for whatever party. I'm just saying this is your opportunity.
This is how to
share your
do
voice.
it,
So
and-
do it. And it's like, oh, this is easy. So I like to take the time to do that too.
Yeah. So I just want to touch on something. You said your parents said it was important. Is that something you grew up with and
yeah.
them letting you know? So tell me a little bit about that.
Oh yeah. Well, my mom served on Crane School Board, so I kind of worked for District 1, and my dad was a teacher, so it was always about community service and serving our community. But it was just part of the household. You were 18 and you voted, and when you're young, you're like, who should I vote for? Asking your parents.
Yeah,
and so-
absolutely.
and even as an adult, where we didn't necessarily align politically, with other people in our family, we always understood the importance of caring for our community and taking care of our neighbors, and that was never an argument.
Yeah, can you touch on that a little bit more? Because it seems like right now it's very divided, right? And, my whole basis on doing this show was I was tired of that.
Yeah.
Right. I came from a different station where it was always a hot topic, everything. And I'm like, I'm done with it. I don't want to do that anymore. And I wanted to do exactly what you said. You focus on community, do that. And I think if we do that, we could build relationships, and we could I don't have to agree with you, but I can understand where you're coming from, and we could build towards something.
Absolutely. And I love that about this seat. It is nonpartisan, that we're working on our community. And so I have found, and I'm sure other people have too, when you actually have a conversation about what you want to do and how you want to make things better, you align with other people quite often, but it's the sitting down and talking to one another instead of just reading, nasty things on the internet or watching the news that can be so divisive. But having conversations with people is where we find, we
A lot
actually
in common.
agree on this.
Well, and here in
Yeah.
Yuma, we all just want better
Yes.
for Yuma. So we
Yeah.
love Yuma. So we're all so passionate about it, right?
Yeah.
So that's where that comes from.
Absolutely. I think that just working with the people that I work with, not just as a nurse, but on the council as well, there's a lot of kindness and there's just a lot of love for our community. I love that. I'm
So
proud of it.
how did your parents help reinforce that?
did you vote? Did you vote? You know,
Yeah, okay.
here it comes up. The election's coming up.
But
you
the
know,
community part, like,
Oh.
yeah, as far as that, how was
Well,
that? Because you said that the
yeah.
teachers, they were obviously involved with the kids. And then how'd they make it like, look, it's kind of beyond politics, community, and then whoever you're
yeah.
going to vote for.
Well, my mom was instrumental in the summer lunch programs.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she was the child nutrition director for District 1 for many, many, many years.
Wow.
And so we all ate
Yeah.
school lunch in the summer. And
Absolutely.
So she was instrumental in that. And that wasn't, you know, to put her name in the paper. That was just the right thing to do
So
with
she-
other people,
Yes.
of course. That's a group project. And my dad was a coach for most of his career, and that was just the right thing to do. And I hear stories all the time. Oh, I wouldn't have been able to wrestle if your dad hadn't have got me wrestling shoes. Well, I didn't know that stuff. He wasn't doing it for accolades. It's just the right thing to do. So I got that from them.
Yeah, and so flashbacks right away. I grew up in Okietown, walking to McGraw, going to the school lunch thing. That was a thing that my mom would, you know, hold our hands and it was like, okay, it's time to go get lunch. And we were so grateful. You know, I didn't grow up with much money, and it was like that was part. So your mom was part of that whole. That
yeah.
was so cool.
It's so neat. And remember the good rolls and
Yeah.
The peanut butter bars.
And the peanut butter bars, like those are delicious. I loved when they had those. It was like it's a special day when they had those.
Yeah, we would do water athletics over at Marcus, go over to the main cafeteria to eat, and then my dad would drag us to the library. That was like the summer day for us. Yeah.
Yeah, so you grew up with that. You had the community part of the focus and all things. So what was it like when you first sat down at the dais and you're on city council now?
Yeah. Well, it's intimidating in there. You know, it can be. And I had served on Crane School Board before, and so they set a very professional tone, and so I was lucky to get that experience. But being on the city up behind the dais was like, okay, we're here. Like, we're here. And so my commitment to knowing fully the decisions I was making, receiving input from the community, I felt comfortable up there because I make a promise to do my homework.
Were you surprised when you got voted in?
So grateful.
So grateful.
It was a massive, massive race. There was like 11 people
Yes.
running. at the
Really?
time. Yes.
Yeah, I remember there was a lot
Yes.
of people.
Okay, did you know any of the names? Do you remember? Like,
Well, Art, of course.
Morales.
Yeah, okay.
Art and Gary Knight.
yeah, okay, those are the two that
Yes.
won with you then.
And you know, Gary was so wonderful, and his wife Bonnie, and my mom knows them very well. 'Cause
okay.
my mom went to high school with Gary, so everybody's connected, you know, somehow. But
But there was a lot of names
there
on
was
it.
a lot.
Oh,
and,
okay.
and there was a former council member on. There was so many people. So more intimidating was the forums that we went to. You
When people were asking questions of you guys?
yeah,
Yes.
when they were pulling questions out of the bucket or whatever, however it went. But I think just being genuine and honest, I got a lot of nice feedback
So
from that.
I just had Leslie on, and that's one thing she said about going to these forums or debates or whatever they're called. And she said she didn't have to, if she didn't know, she didn't give some made up answer.
Yes.
She was just like, I don't know. I have to look into it because you know, you're not supposed to know right away, right? I don't think, who does know? Like, I wouldn't know. Like, they say, what about the CIP, blah, blah, blah. I don't know what you're talking about. C-3PO and Star Wars? All right, let's go. I could do it. But, you know, but I think that what comes across more is the honesty. Like, I could get back to you on that and we'll figure it out.
And I do that in my job, you know, so I took that forward and I got a lot of nice feedback from a lot of people I didn't even know because my answer was, and I just watched a video the other day, I'm not going to pretend to know all the answers. When you pretend to know all the answers, it's kind of like, what? You can't come in with all the answers. But I will find out. I will ask who knows. I will talk to the experts. I will have these conversations and go from there. But if it's not within my area of expertise, I'm not going to try to tell you I have all the answers. That's just not responsible.
So you said it was intimidating then. What was the most intimidating factor of being on that forum?
I got a lot of financial questions.
Yeah, there you
questions,
there you go. Those are the ones. It's like I'd just like, excuse me, I gotta go.
Right.
Yeah, like, I'm done.
Just
Yeah.
But luckily, like I said, I had served on Crane School Board. I have, you know, an understanding of financial responsibility for my own job. And so I used my experience to talk about that. And I used my thoughts on different questions. But obviously, I also understand it's not just me. There's 7 of us up there.
Exactly.
So I might have an opinion on it, but there's 7 people that need to work together.
And so then you said there's 7. And so when you run, you said there was a few there, but there's already people on the city council. So when you come in, are they pretty receptive to where you asking questions and you're like, hey, I need to help understanding this?
Absolutely. Even though I ran at the same time as Mr. Knight, he was such a wonderful mentor to me, you know, and even Leslie wasn't running anymore. And so I was running at that time, and she said, do a lot of listening, you know, like ask a lot of questions. And she was so wonderful and a guiding light. And I was so happy she came back to fill Mr. Knight's the rest of his term. But yeah, absolutely. And Mayor was wonderful, and everybody was open. And Linda, our city clerk, she was wonderful. I could ask questions of anybody, and they were so welcoming.
And like I think you did mention, it's nonpartisan, right? So you don't have to kind of tiptoe around that. It's just, okay, we're here, like Veronica was saying, you care about Yuma, so we're here to make Yuma a better place. So let's figure this out together. And then why, bicker over those things? Like that's not your goal, right? Because I've been to some forums and that people put on, and they ask these questions. And I think it was Karen would get these questions at this place. And she's like, well, that's not even something I would handle. So why are you asking me this question, So, well, we need to know where you stand. It's like, well, why?
Right. Right. What's in our scope? What can we do?
Scope,
where can we go? Now, you can develop relationships with your party on a higher level. I mean, we see that happen, right? Like for most everybody. And then you can advocate for Yuma because you might have a relationship with somebody at this different level. But the decisions we're making here are nonpartisan decisions. They're just about community, and they're about making them together.
All right. And we're going to take a quick break. And then on the other side, I want to talk to you about maybe some accomplishments you had in these 4 years, some things you're proud about. And then looking to the future, and you get clipboard out and get all those signatures, almost 1,000 of them that you need to get. But see what you want to accomplish in the future.
Okay.
All right.
Good.
We're going to do that after a quick break. You're listening to What's Up Yuma Radio right here on 94.7 KOFA Border Radio.
The Yuma County Library District provides activities and resources at its branches for people of all ages. Events include story time, citizenship classes, bilingual programs, crafts, author talks, and more. For more information about the activities and calendar of events, plus other in-person and online resources, visit yumalibrary.org.
You are tuned to 94.7 FM KOFA Border Radio. I'm Cecilia Holland-Braithwaite from the KWC Newsroom. We expect a partly cloudy day in Yuma with an afternoon high of 79 degrees. Winds are out of the east-northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour, but could gust up to 20. It'll be cloudy tonight as well with a low of 53. For the first time in decades, the U.S. and Russia have no limits on nuclear weapons. That's due to the fact that the new Strategic Arms Reduction Treaty has expired. More details online at kwc.org.
Bad Bunny, Pink Pantherist, Tame Impala, 17, Carlos Vives. Those are just some of the artists who played an NPR Tiny Desk concert last year. Could you be next? Enter the Tiny Desk contest by February 9th. The winner will play their own Tiny Desk show and headline a national tour. Learn more and see the official rules at npr.org/Tiny Desk Contest.
What's up, Yuma? Welcome back to What's Up Yuma Radio. We are here speaking with Clipboard Carol this morning.
Clipboard Carol.
Yeah, it's like, oh, there it is. She's waving
nice to
it.
our guest, Johnny.
She said it.
Self-proclaimed.
Oh, okay, you're
Yeah, because
okay, then it's
and I definitely want to hit on that at the end. But we left off. So there are 4 years. You're intimidated. You're up there, but you're with a good group of people. You're asking questions.
Yeah.
You said people that are serving at the time, and then people that have served at a time before. You're getting the questions answered. What are some of the things that you went in the first 4 years that you wanted to tackle, and then maybe some of the things that you very, very much feel accomplished about?
Okay. The first, just to address like the intimidation factor, I think it's so important to pass on the message that my dad, because we just talked about my dad, told me, there is no reason you shouldn't be at a table where decisions are being made.
Wow.
And he told me that as a little girl.
He told you that?
Amen.
That's so cool.
So
I love
cool.
that stuff. That's like vitamins,
It
right?
is.
You know what I mean?
It
That's
is.
like, it gives you power.
Yes, it is. And he told me that, and I believed him. So I try to pass on that same message anytime anyone comes up. I'm like, there's no reason you shouldn't do it. So, but accomplishments.
Yeah, well, like let's go start before the accomplishment. Some of the things that you set out to, like, okay, I want to address these things.
Yes.
Because you know, when people run, they have ideas, right? They don't know, like you said, the budgets and stuff like that, but they have some things. So, what are some of the things that you set out? I want to do, or want to help, or improve.
That you feel you've succeeded and not that other people are putting on you.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, I love that. So as a nurse running, I knew that I could connect with public safety. I knew that emergency medical services, all of those things, I knew that I could champion that because I would have a good understanding, or at least, you know, somewhat of an understanding as a nurse. And so I set out to help expand public safety, namely the fire department. We've got to grow to keep up with our community, to keep it safe. Because I understand response times, right? Like if your response times are growing because we're not growing that department, that's dangerous for our community. So that's something I set out to do, and at the time was supported and endorsed by the United Yuma Firefighters Association. And I get to say officially, I'm now endorsed again. by
okay,
them.
right,
Yeah,
congratulations.
so, the only candidate this far with that endorsement, and that makes me really proud. So I would like to continue that work.
So what does that mean to kind of keep up with it? You ask them, you sit down with them, find out their needs, and you mentioned response times. Is it like, okay, the budget gets smaller, or they don't have enough to keep up, and then the response times start to grow, and it's like, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, and we just have to grow them, right? What does that look like? When does the next station come around? How many more people do they need? You know, you don't want something to happen over here and somebody has to come all the way across town to respond to you. So I'm a nurse. I understand
Right.
time
Is
of the essence. And so there's many things that we look at. We had that third-party study last year that came through that identified a lot of needs that we had heard before. So just working to address those needs and to fulfill them. And so that's another conversation that I continued to have, and staying in good conversation and relationships with that association and our our own departments at the city is important.
Do they have somebody like at the head of that that's saying like, okay, you brought up another department, like we need another location to service this better because this has grown? Those are some of the conversations you're having.
Yeah, some of the conversations, but like I said, I'm one of 7, so everybody has to really understand the importance of it, and I think we do. I think we have a really great panel and really supportive of public safety, not just the fire department, but the police department as well.
You know, because in my head, I just think about I just want them there as quick as possible, right?
Yes.
That's all that goes through my head. I don't think about the logistics, how far away the department is, any of those things. I just want to get them. And if they're not, people tend like to complain, what's so taking so long, whatever.
Right.
But a lot of those things are also tied to budgets,
Yes.
right? And here's the thing. So I started putting 2 and 2 together, and it's like nobody likes when their taxes are raised or where money gets pulled from this over here. And then you have to deal with that part of it, right? You as a council say, okay, this is a need. You guys don't like the response times anymore because maybe they went up. So here's how we fix it. And that's where it gets kind of tricky, right?
That is where it gets tricky. And we'll actually see the expenditure limit on the ballot this fall that's going to hopefully address some of those issues, right? We have this limit. We're capped at what we can spend in Yuma. Other cities have addressed this. We're one of the last ones in the state to address it. But we have money. It's not a tax. It won't cost anybody anything. But we got to increase the amount of money we're able to spend in Yuma. So I hopefully that will address some of that, and then the bond sales that we just put through in November and December.
But this is why it's important who gets on the ballot,
Yes.
who goes out and votes, because it really affects everyone individually. This is why I encourage everyone to register to vote.
I encourage everybody and to just be informed about it or to talk to us about it, because I understand people are very, very passionate about their specific topics, but I have to look at the impact as a whole. If we do this, how's it going to impact these other departments? When you talk to people in the community, they all want to have the response if they need it. God forbid you'd need it.
Well, yeah,
but it's there if
so
you
that's
need
I
it.
guess when you said it like that, it kind of is like this is a universal need.
Yes.
Versus like this is my specific thing that I want to get accomplished. Well, everybody wants a good response time if you should need it, and then those things, right? That's usually when a tragedy happens or an accident, stuff that you don't plan for. So you never know when you're going to need it.
And not just the safety of the people in our community, but the safety of those who serve us. Right? We have to look at that too.
And again, it goes back to just putting everything together and everyone's love of Yuma, right? So we all have, and in order for it to be a healthy community, there has to be proper funding in different areas. There has to be understanding how things work and how it affects all of us.
Absolutely.
So then you said the public safety. Is there any ones that kind of surprised you once you got in that you're just like, wait a minute, I really want to help with this, or something that kind of jumped out at you?
Not any more than what we started at. I was really excited to hear from that third party consultant and just see like, okay, we know these are the needs, but what does this, kind of I don't want to say biased, but this third party person say that we need as well. So I wasn't terribly surprised, but I was happy to see in another regard, the police department getting, basically fully staffed at this juncture. So that was understaffed when I came on. So, some changes in there, but we're moving in the right direction.
So again, is that so that came out of the third party?
The third party was just based on the fire department.
Oh, there's the fire department. Okay.
Yeah.
But like some of the things I'm saying, like when you got on there and it, like you were able to like, oh, I can also help with this. Was there anything else that just like, oh, I want to help with this as well besides the public
All
safety?
the time.
Okay.
All the time.
Like what was something else that's like, okay.
Just supporting the educational opportunities for our youth in our community, or anybody in our community, right? We hear about all these great things, all these great plans. We just had a presentation from Elevate Southwest the other night and what their plans are and the opportunities for education and skills and career growth that their plans are. So all the time, I think there's so many opportunities and so many things that I love to support. And then there's some things that come across that are like, well, maybe we could wait on that. So every day there's something.
Tell us about the youth government project you were talking about, because I am so passionate about getting the youth involved.
Yeah, and I just wanted to say on that, you kind of mentioned last night there was a lot of youth at the city council meeting, and then you came in here and you said that you love to see that.
I do.
That was so cool to be able to see all these kids at a city council meeting.
Yeah.
It was speaking whatever their voice is. You were just happy to see them, and then you mentioned after that what Veronica's talking about.
So the youth government program, we've been talking about it for a couple of years that I've been on at least. And so Jen Miller, our communications director, who's amazing, and Jen Reichelt, our assistant or our deputy city administrator, who is incredible. Those ladies get things done. And then Councilmember Morris and myself, we've been working to put together this youth government program, which is a 6-week program in the summer. The application and information is now live on the city's website.
Oh, great.
It's a 6-week program. It's completely free. I think it's 20 spots are open. We're visiting all the different high schools right now and inclusive. That's private, public, charter, homeschool. We want to include everybody that's eligible. And you can come in and learn how the city works, learn how government works. And then the best part, which I'm really excited about, I even get chills, is they're going to identify opportunities with identify issues.
Okay.
And come up with solutions and then present to us at a work session.
Oh, that's so cool.
I am so excited.
Like real world situations and
things
stuff,
they see
and
in
it's
our
like
community.
So you see it, now go back and then discuss amongst yourselves and let's put this together, and then they get to present it. Oh man, that is so cool.
Because I love that vantage point. We
talked about this off air, but my son was a skateboarder at one point, and he was very passionate about the remodeling of the Kennedy Skate Park.
Yeah.
And he went to to city council to,
Yes, he did. I remember.
to talk to council about how important the park was for him. And he wanted to know the timeline for when it was going to be finished.
Yeah, absolutely, right? Don't we all, you know? And you had mentioned, again, off air that he went with to Art, who's a family member, and Art's like, no, you got to go before all of them.
Yeah, he went to Art and said, Theo, what's going on?
Yeah.
Art's all like, don't talk to me. I don't make the decisions. It's a group of us, right?
Yeah.
So he encouraged him to go to city council. So that was a very neat experience.
Yeah, it was.
And city council loved it.
I loved it. It was so cool. It's good to hear. It's good to hear from our younger generations because they're following. I mean, they'll be next.
And he
So-
was like 12 or 13. Like he was really young.
Yeah. And-
So you mentioned, so did the kids talk last night? Was there kids that went
Yes.
up there?
there was a few of them.
There's a few of them?
Yeah.
How old, because I know it could be intimidating, but then go up there, that's a very powerful thing.
Yeah, I believe all in high school.
All in high school?
Yeah, and we actually had a presentation the night before for the CTE programs for Yuma Union, and we had 3 high school students speak to us as well. 4 actually with another presentation. It was like youth week at City Hall.
Very cool.
And it was just so cool to hear from them.
Yeah.
And when I get to go out and do things with kids or speak in classrooms, that's the stuff that really lights me up. I love it.
And it's cool to have this opportunity because, like I said, I had Leslie on, and Leslie was talking about this. Her love for the politics and serving started when she was young because her grandfather went to take her to meet these senators and stuff. And she was around it. So it's so cool. Like somebody that like that has an early leaning towards it can now take advantage of this program.
Yeah, it's exciting. And so you don't have to be in student council to apply for it. You just have to, fit the I think it's sophomores and juniors. I might be wrong.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if I'm wrong.
Look on the website.
Yeah.
Look on the website.
There you go.
Yeah, but learning those public speaking skills, because we'll interview you. You fill out an application. Like, it's exciting.
Yeah.
It's really exciting. So that's one of the things. And then, obviously my Water Safety Alliance that I'm a part of, that's a huge program.
Is
now.
this the drowning prevention?
Drowning prevention.
Yeah.
And so that has grown immensely and just started out as, a desire to help.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's Yuma, it's what we do in the summer. You got to escape the heat. So definitely that safety. But we do have to go. Okay. But so tell everybody where Carol's going to be with her clipboard if they want to sign it.
Yeah. I am going to be at the Grace in Motion Run Club this Saturday morning. I'm going to be at the Wellness Fair. I'll be out and about Saturday. And then Sunday morning, I'll be at Cafecito if you want to come down and ask me questions and sign my petition.
There you go. All right. So almost 1,000 that you got to get, right? Well, you're going to get more, right? Because like you said, you're going to do it. All right. Thank you so much for being with us. I appreciate it. Always a pleasure. And with that, we will be back with Myriah Farrar after this quick break. You're listening to What's Up Yuma Radio right here on 94.7 KOFA Border Radio.
KAWC and Border Radio are sponsors of the Village Jazz Series, with concerts starting at 6 every Thursday evening at Yuma Palms Regional Center through April 30th. This week, the Hot Beignets, lively traditional jazz from Phoenix, will be featured. Guests should bring their own seating. Details under Village Jazz at yumajazz.com.
I'm Public Radio Runner. Bonus Smiles is the music show where we share the stories and playlists that fuel runners. Join us on your local public radio station, KOFA, at 94.7 FM. In our next episode, we hear from DeAndre Rogers and Devontae Gaskill and the tunes that power their runs.
You can listen on demand on the KOFA app and at borderradioaz.org.
What's Up Yuma is sponsored by High Tanks Brewing Company, crafted in Welton, inspired by the desert, offering scratch-made food, handcrafted beers, live music, and experiences like farm tours and glamping. Location information, the schedule of events, and details on the range of options to be enjoyed are at hightanks.com.
For KAWC News in Yuma, I'm Alexandra Rangel. The city of Yuma is expected to approve a border support grant for the Yuma Police Department. The grant totals nearly $1 million and would help YPD purchase equipment used for Border Patrol operations. That includes monitoring systems, a land mobile radio, and an emergency dispatch console. The agreement would be between the Yuma Police Department, the state of Arizona, and the Arizona Department of Public Safety. It also allows YPD officers to work outside of city limits to enhance patrol efforts aimed at deterring, apprehending, prosecuting, and detaining individuals involved in drug trafficking, human smuggling, illegal immigration, and other border-related crimes. Other local law enforcement agencies, including the San Luis Police Department and the Yuma County Sheriff's Office, have received similar grants. For KAWC News, I'm Alexandra Rangel.
Bringing the heat to Yuma and La Paz, it's
The Hot Spot. My poster has a list with a group of people who have died because of ICE agents. And some of them are U.S. citizens. And that's not supposed to happen. And we're not supposed to be out here. But we are.
This show is available as a podcast or online at kawc.org under the shows tab.
It's The Hot Spot.
I'm Mike Suba, and I'm a big supporter of KAWC. You're getting a great source of information about our community, about the people that are working and living here, and you start going, you know what, this is really a valued service. And that's the great thing, is you've got a partnership here. And I'm a big believer in partnerships because the one thing I realized early on in life, I can maybe do a lot of stuff on a very limited basis, but when I start partnering up, it's amazing what we can do when we pool our resources. And so I hope that when people are listening to the station, enjoying the news broadcasts and the entertainment shows that are being presented, that they realize that you're not only the end user and enjoying what's being broadcast to you, but it can be a partnership too, where you can participate like I've discovered I can do and help get this service, enhance it, and provide even better programming. I'm Mike Suba, and I support KAWC.
Run by music lovers like yourselves, KOFA Border Radio has what you need. A non-commercial home filled with music heard from all over the world. Tune in at 94.7 FM, 1320 AM on the KOFA app or at borderradioaz.org.
What's up, Yuma? Welcome back to What's Up, Yuma Radio. We are here now, joined by Myriah Farrar and Alli.
Bohner.
No, I was going to do it. I was just pausing for effect. That was a whole thing I was going to do. But yeah, please don't say it. No, I'm not going to say it. You know? Yeah, we do it on there. But so we like to get to know all of our guests a little bit before we get into what they do. So I'll start with you, Myriah. Born and raised in Yuma?
Yes.
Yeah? Yeah.
Long time. 44 years.
44 years. You didn't have to tell me how old you are. One time, I had one guest. Who was it?
So mad.
I didn't even ask her how old she was. All I did was like, so what year was that? And it's like, oh, so people can do the math. It was like a girl. Yeah. And I'm like, what? No, I don't. I'm not trying to figure out how old you are. But so you've been in here in Yuma, and you come from a family that I would say maybe athletic, or because I think there's a whole gym thing in your past, right? Or your parents.
Yep. My mom opened Dancers Workshop in 1976.
1976. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, so is that also did the gymnastics under Dancer?
She did
oh,
both.
okay.
Yeah.
That was under that banner.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But then it closed down, and then 10-ish years later, I reopened it per se.
Oh, gotcha. So were you when you were young, did you take part of all of that? Yeah, like you were dragged there?
I was forced to.
You were forced to do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you're voluntold, like this is what you're going to do.
And I'm happy I was forced to.
Yeah, well, that's good, right? So where was that located at?
The original one was on 3rd Avenue, actually right by the Matador wrestling place.
Oh, okay.
You know? But that's where I grew up. We actually ended up moving into the studio. My parents still live there now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, back then. And then she moved to Virginia Drive, and then she had a gymnastics place on 16th Street. And then they closed down.
Mm-hmm. So they had it for how long?
Let's see. She sold it in 1998, I believe, or 99, somewhere around there.
Okay.
And then it closed down, I think, in like 2000. early. I don't know. I don't remember.
All right. So
Too many years, too many numbers.
Okay, so you're there and you're growing up in it. You're told to do it. What was your favorite part of it? What did you like the best? Was it the dancing, gymnastics? Because I know your family. Because Ethan, I worked with him at Derailed for a while back in the day, and he would do this thing with his hands. And
That's
like do a
press,
handstand,
yeah.
like and it was like he was like, okay, you're athletic, you're showing off, Ethan. But so you're part of it. What was your favorite?
Ooh, I think dance probably. I was probably a better gymnast than I was a dancer, but I just love dance more.
Okay, so you said you were better as a gymnast.
Mm-hmm.
What how did you know you were better? Was there competitions, or you just kind of flowed better?
No, I was just stronger at gymnastics. I can tumble and
She's
jump.
like compact.
Yeah, I'm just a little bouncy ball.
Yeah. Okay.
Still am.
Yeah. And so, but then the dance, how did that kind of take shape?
I really wasn't all that good at that. But honestly, I decided I loved it once I quit. And that was probably around 16, 17 years old. And then as an adult, I moved off and did other things. And then I just went and took classes, and I realized I shouldn't have quit, and I loved it. And it was amazing.
So what was that like what you're saying that you realized it? What was that moment that you said, like, I need to be doing this again? Was it like a fondness for it? You know, you had a different appreciation.
I think what dance does for you emotionally, physically, and it just gave me a reason to live, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. So tell me some of those things that it does for you emotionally, because I know working out, right, it releases endorphins or stuff like that. But what is it specifically about dance that did something for you?
So everything that happens in your life, whether it's good, whether it's bad, whether it's super ugly, if you dance, you can let it all go.
Oh, wow.
Every part of your soul, your being.
Through your body
movement, through your emotions, like all of it can be expressed through dance.
I like that you're saying that, because I've on this show, I've had a big mental health aspect through it. And I've interviewed a lot of counselors and therapists and psychiatrists and stuff. And they kind of mention that you store trauma in your body. That's a place that you store it.
Mostly in my hips now, but yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of a weird concept to think about when they say that, right? It's like, what do you mean you store it in your body? But you store it in your body, and then you're saying, I'm putting two and two together. It's kind of dance gets it out. It kind of wiggles it out.
Yeah, it does.
It gets it out, and it just, you feel better.
Mm-hmm.
You feel better no matter what happened that day or that year.
It's like a language in and of itself.
Definitely. And when you get to do it with people and share their emotional, like, heartbreak or successes, and you just, especially in kids, like, they have a bad day at school or their mom's mad at them, like, none of it matters. They enter into the dance studio and it's like...
And you see a new kid, somebody out there just enjoying it, dancing. So, okay, so then you had this itch. You felt like, you need to bring this back. So what was it like opening it up again?
Honestly, it was just like a private thing. I lived in San Diego and Tucson, and some parents are like, hey, can you drive down to Yuma and teach my kid or whatever? So I started with just like driving down weekly from wherever I lived for like a day or two a week, and taught like one kid and then two kids and then four kids. And by the time it was like maybe 12 kids I was teaching, I just was like, maybe I should just do this.
Mm-hmm. So it kind of told you where to be.
Yeah. Never did I in a million years thought that I would own a dance studio or care to own one or...
But I'm sure it felt like home because you grew up in one.
Yeah, it did. And, I think my mom kind of warned me, like, Myriah, it's rough, because there's a lot of hard patches and drama, if you will, and competitiveness and cattiness that goes along with dance. I'm sure you guys seen the shows, but it's not that bad.
Okay.
It is, but it's not that bad.
It is, but it isn't. But
it definitely can
It's all right.
be, yeah.
It's all right. It's all right.
So I think she kind of tried to warn me, like, this might, you might not love this, but she didn't warn me enough, and here I am.
Well, one thing I've known of a lot of dancers is it's such a disciplined sport, and the focus and the passion has to be there because you're literally putting your entire body into whatever you're dancing.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
How do you?
I don't know. You're gonna chime in on that one, Alli.
Walk us through your mental process.
Yeah, I mean, I always tell the girls, like, dance is so hard. So it is an art form. It is very passionate, but it is so, you have to be athletic. I mean, it is, these girls are athletes. And if you're not doing it to the best of your ability, injury could take place. You have to do it with your whole heart and soul. That's the only way to do it. You know, we tell them that all the time.
You know, because a baseball player or softball player has a bat and a ball, right? Or a basketball
equipment.
But when you're a dancer,
you are the equipment.
You are the equipment. Yeah, I like that. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, write that down. It's our new slogan. At Dancers
Here's a pen,
Workshop,
Veronica.
You are the equipment.
So, you know, when I worked at the foundation, we would give grants to some certain ballet organizations, and we got to go do some site visits with the students. So I got to see that, and I got to hear that. Oh,
I guess I never really thought about that.
Equipment. I like it. I like it. We're brainstorming.
Okay.
Yeah, ballet especially. I mean, there's no. It's beautiful, and it's definitely the foundation of dance in a lot of ways. But our coolest thing, I think, that we provide for Yuma is that we're creating all-around athletes, dancers, where they can get a job. Ballet, they can get a job being backup dancers. They can get college scholarships. So our goal is to create professional dancers where they can do anything. Well-rounded gymnastics based. They can tumble. They can tap. They can do ballet. They can do everything, which is honestly what you need now.
They can go into acting.
6-year-olds are better than I ever was at 20 whatever.
What is one of your coolest graduates?
Right now, let's see. I don't know, maybe Harrison.
Yeah.
She dances at Disney.
Yeah.
Oh, fun.
Oh, very cool.
That's cool. Yes. And then, I haven't been around quite that long because they're like my oldest ones are now like 20, 21. My niece is now here right now dancing teaching for us and stuff. And
that's a success.
It is. It's really cool.
Absolutely.
She went off to like a conservatory at Christopher who danced at AMDA. He's also they're just, as long as they're still dancing, that's what matters to me. But I guess I don't really know.
Yeah. I think you're like babies right now are just finding
getting to that
jobs
point.
and whatnot. So
but still wanting to dance. Yeah, to be continued.
I love that. Yes.
So Alli, how'd you get involved? Were you dancing as a child?
Yes. I grew up dancing here in Yuma, and Myriah and I always cross paths. Like
we were at competitive studios.
Oh, you were guys. You're a competition.
I'm much older than her. I like to remind her.
She does say that a lot. Yeah. And then the opportunity came, and I came over to Dancers Workshop, and it was the best thing ever. And it is really cool because we do offer everything, and so it wasn't just me teaching one style of dance, it's everything, which was really, really cool. And gymnastics.
Yeah, we're kind of finding our way in that, and now we're winning. We're winners.
Which is really cool.
So again, they're the competition. So you go to competitions for this because, I guess in my head, when I think dancing, I think recitals, right?
We do that too.
Yeah, and then
I think Zumba. So
do you? It's like,
I tried that once.
But then with gymnastics, you take them to competitions?
We do.
Okay.
So what's really cool is we offer something different that no one does, and it's called team gymnastics. So it isn't like what you see at the Olympics. It's like an individual sport. We have, a team of 12 and 6 and 8, and they go out there, and it is truly a team effort.
Yeah, they have to compete as a team instead of individually, like on a bar. And it's this cool thing that we stumbled upon.
It's really cool, and a lot of our dancers get to do it. As to where if it was another facility, it would be kind of, it'd be difficult. It would be doable, but difficult. But our first year doing that 3 years ago, we were I wouldn't say we were
pretty bad.
We were pretty bad.
Yeah.
We didn't know what we were getting into. So to see us now.
The kids were good. We were bad.
Oh,
we were just like, we didn't know what we were doing.
You're filling it out. You're filling it out, right?
Yeah. And thank God for those parents that are still with us.
They stuck with you.
They stuck with us.
Some of them.
Some of the rest are like, what are they doing?
Some are like, they're lost. They don't know what they're doing.
We give up. Yeah.
It's just really cool because Yuma Gymnastics is all around, and they're doing amazing. They're
so awesome.
A great school, and we do opposite. And I knew that I wasn't, educated enough to do all around gymnastics with the bars and the beams and all that stuff. Like I'm like 4 foot nothing, and I don't know. Anyways, doesn't matter. Couldn't develop that, so I searched for something that we could compete in and that the kids could grow in, and we found Team Gym. And so our kids go from like ballet class, and then they strip off their tights and they get their gymnastics Leo on, and they get to do it, and then they go throw their tap shoes on all in one day. Like they take everything in one day.
In one day, so the whole thing. So I got to take a break real quick, and I want to come back, and I want to touch on something you said about ballet. Could you do that? Yeah, you're giving me the okay? We can do that. We're going to do that.
We can touch on anything.
Yeah, we're going to do that right after a break. You're listening to What's Up Yuma Radio right here on 94.7 KOFA Border Radio.
Blood services provider Vitalant is hosting blood drives at Yuma locations on an ongoing basis. Daily personal emergencies and ongoing medical needs of thousands of patients require a constant and ready blood supply. Donations of all blood types, especially O, are needed. Locations, dates, and appointments at donors.vitalant.org.
I'm Maria Hinojosa. Next time on Latino USA, we bring you a taste of the newest season of the Futuro Studios hit show, La Brega.
You couldn't, in good faith, stand back and look up at that pedestal and say, Un Ponce de Leones, standing tall and proud and straight, you know?
That's next time on Latino USA.
Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. on KOFA Border Radio 94.7 FM. It's a partly sunny day in Yuma County with an afternoon high expected of 79 degrees. Winds out of the east-northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Cloudy tonight with a low of 53 in Kingman. It's sunny with a high of 71 degrees. Cloudy in the evening with a low of 47 in Prescott. Sunny and breezy with a high of 66. Cloudy in the evening with a low of 34. In Flagstaff, it's sunny with a high of 56 degrees with wind gusts as high as 22 miles per hour. Cloudy in the evening with a low of 33.
What's up, Yuma? Welcome back to What's Up Yuma Radio. We are here speaking with Myriah and Alli, and I left off, you said ballet as the foundation.
Absolutely.
Okay, and I've had your brother Chance on the show a few times, and I remember the first time I interviewed him, actually this was for my podcast years ago, he was mentioning wrestling as a foundation because he was talking about MMA.
Fight.
He was talking about to fight.
Absolutely.
He was like wrestling, and I was kind of blown away. Like, what do you mean? Because I want to see people go on there and punch and do that thing. And he's like, no, you have to have a good, strong wrestling background and to be a good, well-rounded fighter in the UFC or the MMA, whatever you're doing. So tell me about what is so critical about ballet and having that foundation.
Okay.
She looked right to you. She's like, I off air, I said, no, both you can answer. And Myriah said, nope.
Yeah, so ballet really, like, all genres of dance really do stem from ballet. I think maybe with an exception of hip hop, right?
And tap.
Yeah. But everything where you're, anything where you're pointing your feet, you're doing all the turns, you're doing all the leaps, ballet, it's all coming from ballet.
Mm-hmm.
So
Finding your center.
we tell our dancers and our gymnasts, it's not optional. You have to go and
you got to do it.
You have to.
Okay.
To be on this team, you have to take ballet to include our gymnast.
Mm-hmm.
And it really is. I think that's why we do so well at competitions, because we do, for dance and gymnastics, we force them to take ballet because it truly is the foundation.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So is ballet, could you say it's maybe more difficult then?
It's
or?
so hard.
It's so
I
hard.
would say it's more difficult because all dancing is hard, but it is. I guess it is.
It's
hard.
pretty hard.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Strap on a pair of pointe shoes and you're doing it all on your toes.
Is that why? Because of the tippy toe thing or whatever?
It's just everything.
Yeah.
There's no like.
I know nothing about it, so.
You want to take a class?
No, absolutely.
You should
I think our next broadcast should be you taking our class.
Wait, so okay.
Do you have a daughter?
Yeah, I do. So, but how old do you have to be
We
to start?
start him at 2.
2.
Mm-hmm.
My daughter's 18 months.
Perfect.
And, so
She's ready.
Is she ready already?
It depends.
No, but
Some kids are ready. Some
so
aren't.
2 years old, we're going to be signing her up
Yes.
for this
Yeah.
thing. We've talked about it, me and her mom. So we're definitely going to do it.
Come back a year from now just so you know how experienced of a ballet dad he is.
I know. I'm ready for all of my nieces and stuff. They do something. I think out in the foothills at some place they do dancing. But definitely going to get them in. But you said ballet is the first they should learn then?
So at that age, I feel like we're like my son runs around this. He's 3, and he has been prancing around the studio since he was born. But he was 18 months or 2 years old, and going in there, it's really just, can you follow directions?
Yeah, of course.
From someone else other than mom and dad.
But then as they get older, is it still the ballet's the foundation? That's
Yeah,
like the
but I
first-
also agree that the first thing that you should be putting them in is gymnastics as well. I
Okay.
think in my professional ballerinas don't agree with that because they get bulky. What's called like muscle gets bulkier, and it's becoming okayer now.
Oh, yeah,
but back
dancers are like...
earlier, you wanted to be long and skinny and those things, or thin, sorry, whatever the words are. But in gymnastics, you compare the body types. You know?
Here's some muscle.
But in what our goal is and our vision, it's like start them out in gym and ballet.
Okay,
from
gym
the very
and ballet.
beginning.
And you kind of mentioned or lean towards it gives you a competitive edge?
I believe it does.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But even if you're not going to compete, it sets you up for, gymnastics and ballet is going to make you a better athlete. But I played soccer, I swam, I ran track. I did all of those things. And, I didn't wrestle, even though my brother Chance did think that I should, but it wasn't so cool back in the day for girls to wrestle.
To do it,
so my stepson, he actually did ballet when he was very young, and then he was very athletic and very agile, and I always credit ballet for that.
You're not wrong.
And I wish all little boys would go to ballet if they want to be great athletes.
We do too. We do too. And that's whatever. Boys are awesome in dance. Like,
I did gymnastics with your mom years and years ago when I was young, so it was definitely a fun time.
Yeah, no, and she was an incredible. She still is wheeling around the studio telling me what to do.
Oh yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah,
she's the boss.
Yeah,
I'm the boss, but she's definitely my boss. Yeah. Still to this day.
Yeah.
So you have the kids doing these things. How many competitions or recitals do you have a year? Because I know those are things you got to really prepare for, especially the recitals. That takes a long time to dial in.
Yeah. So we perform, like a huge part of, again, of my soul and my heart is community. So my parents they don't love it about me, but we perform at every single town performance, and alongside that weekend we're also leaving town to go to competition. So we have a really busy schedule, especially
so those festivals downtown where they have the dancers. That's
we do
all
not
you
say
guys?
no.
Okay.
It's not all us, but we're there.
Myriah, can your dance group perform or whatever? I'm like, absolutely.
So you're down there. You give DJ Bobby.
I give him a hard time
over there.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love that.
Like, let me guess, you brought your giant dinosaur laptop to plug in.
That's
like,
so
where's my aux cord?
Yeah. I could just picture it right now.
It's hilarious.
Like this is what we're dancing to, and you just hand him that. And he's like, all right, I'll figure it out.
But the kids are so good, and especially this time of season with the winter visitors, and they just love it. The kids are adorable. I make sure the older girls dance, and you can see how they progress and get better. And like I said, schedules are crazy. We go to probably 7 dance competitions and 5 gym. And in a matter, it doesn't even the season just started.
Oh, okay.
And it'll go through June.
Yep.
So you fit all of that into that 9-month session.
Plus 3 or 4 shows that we do. Plus all the
recital
performances and.
Wow. Any favorite ones that you like to do? Because I do remember seeing you guys out at a block party and stuff like that, and that seems pretty fun. I think you had to throw down mats and stuff like that and get the
well, that's just because they're spoiled.
And then
when
clean
my
it up.
mom, we danced on the asphalt. Parades, we tumbled on the asphalt. There was no
dodge the horse poop.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And we were always behind some cows or horses, and there it was like, my gosh, Mom.
They get the red carpet rolled out. For
so now we roll out the mats to protect them, which is nice of us, I think.
Yeah, so nice.
Yeah. So nice.
Yeah, very nice. But any favorite event or competition or anything? Or recital or
dance wise, I always loved Tremaine dance competition convention. I went there since I was 6 years old. So, but that kind of changed his life. I don't know. They're all great. I like it all. Recitals are my favorite. I love putting on shows.
Pass this down.
I love putting on, making the kids act and quick change backstage. It's real life.
So you like that, even some of the pressure, the quick changes?
So who does the costumes? You guys?
We attempt to. We try to. We got some parents that are actually kind of mad at us right now about costumes, but it's a lot.
If anyone wants to volunteer.
Yeah. Oh, yes. We would love a seamstress. We can't really pay you that much, but it's
volunteer.
It's all for the good of the community,
it's
right?
All hands on deck though. Whenever these parents are awesome though, they spend hours and hours building props and costumes, and it truly is like a family. And all
safety pinning them backstage because their strap broke, and then they got to change their shoes, and it sets us up for success, your kids, because if you're learning that and you can handle that, or the pressure of, and then being in front of people and dancing and performing, and
Yes.
Yeah. And so real quick before we go, so you said there's Dazzlers and Jams and give me the names and what they do.
So we are Dancers Workshop. That's our studio, Dancers Workshop.
Dancers Workshop.
Within Dancers Workshop, we've got our gymnastics team, the Dazzlers.
The Dazzlers.
Yes.
And you help out with the Dazzlers, right?
I run that program.
You run the Dazzlers, okay.
And then she runs Jams.
Jams, which is, so when I first opened a studio at my mom's house in a little tiny little room when I was teaching 6 kids, she came up with the name because she comes up with everything. Jazz, Acro, Modern Students. So that's an acronym is Jams. So
right.
Jams. And then when I opened up Dancers Workshop, I'm like, I can't lose Jams. I'll just make the company Jams. Yeah.
Ah, gotcha. And tell everybody where they could find you or find out more or drop off their kids to dance.
Yeah, we're right across the street from Sam's Club on Pacific Avenue, right there by the Boots Barn, 1335 South
Elite
Pacific.
Fitness is there,
yeah, by Elite. There's lots of cool little things in our little shopping center. But yeah, we're there. It's an 18,000 square foot building. We got a gymnastics facility and 5 dance studios, and we're booming.
Yeah, any social media?
Oh,
yeah, we're on
Instagram. I'm not all that great at it. I'm trying, but yeah, we're there. We're there.
They can find you. They can find you.
Workshop of Yuma, baby.
Thank you guys for being with us. And with that, What's Up Yuma Radio is a production of KAWC, Colorado River Public Media. We broadcast from the studios in the Mack Center at AWC. Want to thank Talon Gonzalez, Anthony Ornales, Juan Garcia, Dave Reek, and Cecilia.
You can find out more about KOFA at borderradioaz.org and on the KOFA app. Stay tuned for KOFA's Midday Music.
And on tomorrow's program, we are going to have Thomas from Honest Abe Coins downtown. We're going to find out how much silver is going for right now.
And you can listen to the podcast version of our program and check out past episodes anytime at kawc.org/podcast/What's Up Yuma Radio.
Thank you guys again for being with us. We appreciate you guys.
You're welcome.
And my daughter will be there.
That's right.
What's Up Yuma is sponsored by High Tanks Brewing Company, serving up scratch-made food, craft beers, and experiences at 2 desert locations in Welton. More at hightanks.com.
Broadcasting from Yuma campus of Arizona Western College for more than 55 years, this is Border Radio, 94.7 FM, KOFA Yuma. We also broadcast at 1320 a.m. in Yuma at kawc.org and on the KOFA app.
The AWC Foundation is accepting nominations for the Arizona Western College Hall of Fame through March 14th. The Hall of Fame honors alumni, faculty, and community leaders who have made significant contributions to the mission of the college or in service to the larger world. More at foundation.azwestern.edu.
BBC News with